Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And I'm really sorry I've been uploading after a very long time, and it was due to my personal reasons that I did not upload all this while. But I'm really sorry, and I assure you that new videos will be coming up very soon, and they will be coming up frequently from now on. And in this video, I will be starting with Macbeth. I know the poem has not been completed, it's not fully uploaded on the channel, but rest assured, I will be editing it and uploading it in the coming days, maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after, but very soon, rest assured. And today I will be starting with Macbeth because Macbeth is, I feel, it is the most difficult and also the most important part of your literature syllabus. I know there's poetry, I know there's prose, and I'm not talking about the division of marks, but if you will be pursuing your English literature after your class 12th, or even if you have an interest in reading, you might know that Macbeth and Shakespeare as a whole forms a very important part of English literature and especially of British literature. So today I will be starting with Act 3. So without wasting your time, let's talk about it. But I will not be covering the entire scene, as in, I will not be paraphrasing word by word each and every line, because I will do that only if I get comments of even if I get a comment of one student. I will definitely make a video paraphrasing each and every line of this scene. But I am assuming that most of you have your workbooks, you have your guides, you have the paraphrased versions with you readily available. Also, they are readily available online on different websites. So you can ask me, I will help you with the sources, with the links, or even if you want me to paraphrase each and every line for you, I will do that. But today, in this video, I will be paraphrasing and discussing with you the most important elements of the scene. In this, I will be discussing the conversation between Macbeth and Banquo, which is an important element of the scene. So, now to give you a brief summary of the scene, what all happens in this scene is that we all know up till now Macbeth has murdered Duncan, and he has wrongfully acquired the throne of Scotland through wrong means. Now, after becoming the king, his next plan is to remove another obstacle from his path. That obstacle is Banquo. Now, Banquo is another noble, and we have studied earlier that he was also fighting he was also with Macbeth, and they were fighting the rivals, in the beginning parts of the play. Now, Macbeth is worried that his descendants will not acquire the throne of Scotland, and also at the same time, he's worried that because of the prophecy of the witches, there is high possibility that in the same way that Macbeth acquired the throne, in the same way the throne will pass on from Macbeth to the descendants of Banquo. So now he wants to remove Banquo from his path. So in this scene, what all happens majorly is that he has a conversation with Banquo. There is a soliloquy of both Banquo and Macbeth, and then there is a conversation between Macbeth and the murderers. There we will understand another very important thing about Macbeth, how clever, how schemy he is. So now, right now, I am not discussing the soliloquy of Banquo, but if there is someone of amongst you who wants a paraphrasing of this, you can reach out to me. But I am first talking about the things which I find are very important in this scene. So let's get on to the conversation between Macbeth and Banquo. So there was a soliloquy of Banquo, after which Lady Macbeth, and the other nobles, the lords, and attendants they enter, and Macbeth says, "Here's our chief guest." For what? We will get to know. So he says to Lady Macbeth that here is our, and the others, that here is our chief guest. That who is the chief guest? Banquo. Lady Macbeth says, "If he had been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast, and all thing unbecoming. That if we had forgotten to invite him, our great feast, the supper that we are organizing, it would have been incomplete. It would have been a failure. It would have been unsatisfactory because he is very important to us." So Macbeth now goes on to tell Banquo, "Tonight we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence." So he says that he tells him that we are going to host a banquet or a supper, and I'm requesting your presence. Now, what is a banquet or what is a supper over here? It is a large, formal, and ceremonial meal for many people, and it is held to honor a specific person, group, or occasion. So to celebrate basically and to honor. Now Banquo says, "Let your highness command upon me, to the which my duties are with the most indissoluble tie forever knit." Now I totally understand that it gives you a lot of frustration when you read Shakespeare. So do not worry. I will be breaking down this line for you, and it's very easy. And most of these lines are very easy, but they write things in a manner so as to make them sound very difficult. So, Banquo says, "Let your highness command upon me, to the which my duties are with a most indissoluble tie forever knit." So these lines are complex when you look at them at first, but they are very, very simple. He means to say that since you are my king, since I am your loyal subject, so I am bound to obey your orders. Whatever orders you will give to me, I am bound to obey them. Macbeth says, "Ride you this afternoon." Are you riding this afternoon? Which means, are you going somewhere this afternoon? Banquo says, "Ay, my good lord." Macbeth, "We shall have else desired your good advice, which still hath been both grave and prosperous in this day's council. But we'll take tomorrow. Is it far you ride?" So he says, had you not been traveling in the afternoon, we would have seeked your advice, which was both it was both agreeable and it was also wise, your advice in today's council. So but since you are traveling this afternoon, so we will talk on important matters tomorrow. Is it far you ride means, are you traveling somewhere far away? Banquo, "As far, my lord, as will fill up the time twixt this and supper," which means that, my lord, I am traveling to a place from where I will return by the time of the supper. I will return for the supper. "Go not my horse the better, I must become a borrower of the night for a dark hour or twain." So if my horse is not quick enough, then I will be late by an hour or two to reach back, to return back, sorry. Macbeth says, "Fail not our feast." So he means to say that do not fail to attend the feast. So This line is very ironic to me because, on the one hand, Macbeth is telling Banquo to surely attend the feast and that you are our chief guest. But at the back of his head, he's plotting the murder of Banquo. So Banquo says, "My lord, I will not," which means, "My lord, surely I will attend the feast." Macbeth says, "We hear our bloody cousins are bestowed in England and in Ireland." So it has come to our knowledge, it has come to my knowledge that my guilty relatives, they are living in England and in Ireland. So who is he talking about? He's talking about Donald Bain and Malcolm. So he's talking about Malcolm and Donald Bain, the sons of Duncan. And Malcolm has fled to England and Donald Bain has fled to Ireland. That is the neighboring kingdoms, foreign lands, okay? And not confessing their cruel parricide, filling their hearers with strange inventions. So instead of confessing to the crime of killing their father, Malcolm and Donald Bain are telling lies to the people over in these foreign lands. So for Macbeth, the situation is very, very convenient, okay? Because first of all, nobody has doubts on Macbeth. At least they won't speak it publicly because there is no proper reason to doubt him. And on top of that, the two brothers, Malcolm and Donald Bain, they fled just right after the murder of Duncan. So everyone started suspecting them of murdering their own father. So Macbeth is going along with these very rumors because they are very convenient for him. Because if Malcolm and Donald Bain are criminals in the eyes of the people, they are the criminals of this particular act of murder, then all sort of suspicion is on them, and so Macbeth he comes clean. But of that tomorrow, when therewithal we shall have the cause of state craving us jointly. So he tells Banquo that we will continue talking about the brothers tomorrow, when we will also discuss about other matters of importance, which need our joint attention. Hie ye to horse, adieu, till you return at night. Goes Fleance with you? So he bids him farewell, and he asks him whether Fleance is accompanying him. So Fleance is the son of Banquo, and now Fleance is actually the main hurdle for Macbeth. Why? Because Fleance is the one. If the prophecy of the witches comes true, then he is the descendant of Banquo. So the throne most possibly will fall on him. So killing Banquo is not even close to enough for Macbeth. His main target is Banquo's descendants. So Fleance is the descendant to Banquo. Banquo says, my good lord, our time does call upon us." So yes, he's accompanying me, and since we're short of time, so I will have to take your leave. Macbeth, "I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and so I do commend you to their backs." So it is a manner of saying that I wish you a speedy return and a safe journey. Farewell. Banquo exits. Let every man be master of his time till 7 at night. To make society the sweeter welcome, we will keep ourselves till supper time alone. While then, God be with you. So he tells everybody else to disperse and perform their duties and since he is the host for the supper time, for the supper at 7, so he tells everybody that perform your duties and leave me alone for that time so that I can prepare well for that event. And they will be all meeting at 7 during the supper time. So everybody leaves except Macbeth and one servant. So here comes an end to the conversation between Macbeth and Banquo. So before moving on to the soliloquy of Macbeth, I would like to discuss with you the importance of this conversation. Why is this conversation important? So this conversation is important because it builds a foundation for what is going to happen um, in the upcoming um, so it lays a foundation for what is going to happen next, because um, over here we get to know that Banquo is traveling somewhere, and he's traveling somewhere far. He will return back at the time of the supper, and Fleance is accompanying him. So all of this gives us an idea that something is going to happen for sure, and something is going to happen in this very journey, during this very journey. And also it so apart from that, apart from the apart from the significance of the scene, this conversation, this gives you an idea about the character of Macbeth. So not only is he a wicked character, he's also very witty. If you can relate the character of Macbeth to any of your relatives, to your friends who are very sweet in your face, but at the back, but when you're not there, they they will plot something against you, they will exclude you from events, they will gossip about you. So such people are very dangerous, they backstab you, right? So you might unfortunately have someone like that in your life. So these people are just like Macbeth. Macbeth is very sweet, he's very not only is he brave, he has that royal aura about him, but at the back of his head he's a very wicked person. He is resorting to murder each and every, he has murdered Duncan, and next he's planning to murder Banquo and Fleance. So he's committing one crime after the other, and he is he's weeding out his opponents. So he's very, very, not only is he wicked, he has a lot of greed for power, and to maintain his power he will go to any lengths. He's very scheming. Okay, he decides to weed out his opponents one after the other. So, and he is very sweet, he's very polite, he's very chivalrous, he's very gentleman-like. He has that personality of a king. He has a very kingly demeanor. He's a king, but सिर्फ राजा होने से थोड़ी ना होता है. He has that, that kind of character he has. So this wraps up the conversation, and now let's move on to the soliloquy of Macbeth.